Hi, Anna.
Hi, Anna.
Hello, Vogue Japan. Congratulations on your 25th anniversary. An incredible birthday to celebrate. I'm Anna Winter, and let's Go Ask Anna.
Hi, Anna. Vogue ではどのようなプロセスでデザイナーを選んだり、特集を組んだりしてるんですか？
There is no concrete process. It's obviously an ongoing discussion between editors all over the world, whether if we're working on a global story or if it's something that's more local in scope, we'll talk amongst ourselves, but everything is about collaboration and communication, and anything that feels culturally relevant or news-driven is the way we hope to go.
ファッション業界で働きたいと思っている次世代にアドバイスするとしたら何て言いますか？
Don't try and do it on your own. It never works. It's much better to work for another designer or to intern at a publication or go and work in a museum. I think people try to be too successful way too fast, and that often ends in disaster. It's also so important to walk in the street, to read as much as you can, see as much as you can. Fashion never happens in a vacuum. It's always in response to world events, cultural events. And that's why it's so important to be immersed in the world that you're living in.
Hi, Anna. Vogue のコンテンツに文化的な多様性を取り入れるためにどんなアプローチをとっていますか？
We're a global title, so we are diverse by nature, but obviously that's so much part of what we think about. The writers that we work with, the photographers we use, the models that we use on our shoots, in our videos, across all of our platforms. We have a very diverse group of contributors around the world, and it's so important to us to reflect what we see happening in the world around us.
Hi, Anna. Vogue の、著名なデザイナーとかブランドだけでなく、新しい人と、有名な人が活躍できる場であり続けるためにはどのようなことを気をつけてますか？
I think it's dangerous always to be focused on what's new, and the youngest and most upcoming designers, of course, they're so much part of Vogue's history and what we report on. But I think if you think about the great designers that we have recognized over many years and who we so admire, like Karl Lagerfeld or Miuccia Prada, they had a very, very long history, not only with Vogue, but with the world at large. And I think that kind of impact and longevity is equally as important as whoever is coming up and changing the way we think and look at fashion. So both are entirely relevant and both are entirely inspiring and important to all of us at Vogue.
Hi, Anna. What role do you think Vogue plays in shaping global fashion narratives and trends?
Most important, not duty, but challenge and responsibility and joy is to celebrate fashion. We look at it every day, we report on it every day, we are excited about it every day. And so we create stories around the news that we see, whether it's how someone might look on the street or a new designer or changing roles that might be happening in fashion. But I also think we have to lead, and whether that's through supporting someone that we feel is going to have a strong future in fashion, or by an idea that we think is very interesting or different or exciting. And we were certainly have been among the first to respond to designers' creative talent that may not have been household names at the time. And then I think it's about also embracing new platforms, whether it's social media or video or how AI can interact with everything that we do. It's really, in the end, it's about being open and excited and interested in what you're doing. And yes, we are a title that reflects change and responds to change, but we also have to be creating that change.
Hi, Anna. Vogue において型破りな決断が大きな成功につながった瞬間を教えてください。
Well, I think most recently we came up with a crazy idea called Vogue World, which we thought of right after COVID ended, and we realized that New York as a city was really suffering, and we wanted to do something to celebrate the fact that it was back, that we were all back in the office, that we were all back together, to help bring attention to the city, to our designers, to our cultural life. And the idea behind the first Vogue World was very much about looking at Central Park and the diversity and the inclusion and the real joy that you see in the park, say at a weekend. So that's what we did with a sort of a street fair meets a fashion show. And then we went on to London and we created Vogue World in a theatre there because, again, post-COVID, there were very, very strong cuts in the theatrical communities, and we were able to raise a great deal of money to support the performing arts. This year in Paris, we wanted to look at the marriage of fashion and sports, and we put Vogue World celebrating a lot of wonderful Olympic athletes and fashion designers in the Place Vendôme in Paris. And we will shortly be announcing Vogue World, which is going to another place in the world.
Hi Anna, what's your opinion on the mix of streetwear and high fashion in Japanese culture?
Well, when I go to Japan, I'm always so gripped by what I see on the street, and also how inclusive it is, that you see quite unusual looks on people of all ages. It's very diverse, it's very inclusive, it's embraced by everyone. So I think that you really see the very best of street culture and street style on the streets in Tokyo and beyond.
Hey Anna, you've been overseeing Vogue for many years now. What continues to drive you?
Well, I feel very lucky to have the responsibility that I have working at Vogue, because it's such an amazing platform, not only to be a journalist, but also hopefully I use my platform, or Vogue can use our many platforms to do good in the world, whether it's supporting young designers or talent, or the work that we do with the Metropolitan Museum every year, or using something like Vogue World to raise funds for people in need, or the work that we do with people who suffer, young people who suffer from depression and anxiety. So it is an extraordinary global platform, and I take that responsibility incredibly seriously. But at the same time, to work with the caliber of people that I'm so lucky to work with every day is an enormous privilege.